Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you. I hope you liked and enjoyed the last couple days. It's been very powerful. Let's say hello to Barbara Ward and Christina. And thank you to all those who are on, but not where I can see you are. So thank you very much. So let's set our energy. We're going to call in the essence of Mother and Father to come and be all around us. The Master Jesus and all the ascended beings, all the angels, from the great central sun to come be with us as we speak our mantra. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Thank you so much. So, what I would like to do is have a conversation about the last couple days, but I'm not seeing there's people here to have that conversation. Christina, did you have any questions that came up, or Barbara, over the last two conversations I've done? If not, I have pulled a card for today from the Starseed card set. And it was very interesting. It kind of goes along with what Jesus was speaking about to everyone yesterday. And it's called The Weight of the World. It's talking about boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. It's a very beautiful picture. She's there floating in the water, angels around her. Yeah. You know, if we can only get that, the earth really lies within each of us. You know, yes, in another dimensional experience. Oh, I see from Barbara Ward, she's still trying to absorb all the information. Well, maybe it's that good I do easy today, huh? So the earth lies within us. So you can imagine the heaviness that would come if we tried to absorb everything that's going on now. We need to uplift ourselves and be in the light and radiate that truth. And what it does is, as you can either pull scars out of all the, thank you, Christina, of all what that you're feeling, and just be illumined and let yourself find peace about the truth of who you are. That's probably going to be the best place for you to be now. So, yes. And then always, you know, listening to Jesus is very profound when he speaks. And probably takes you to another depth of within yourself than perhaps you've been. And that's why here on our channel, TheoSophia, Mother, that we're trying to help you understand that there is a reason to be on your path, because there is so much more depth, but also at the same time reaching you to higher consciousness and a different way to have perception about the earth and your life and your romances and your relationships, your work and what you do. It isn't always just how your feet are moving you right now. Maybe it's in a different direction, or in a, like you're walking on a treadmill and it's arching up. Who knows? But I personally have found that it has set me free in a lot of ways. You know, number one, about my boundaries. my boundaries are very strong. It's not an intention of keeping people out, but it's about loving and protecting me. And here's Barbara. Stay in your own space and understand the burden of the world is not yours. Stand in the light and radiate that light. That's exactly what I said. Yes. Because if you don't have boundaries, every time someone touches you, that you're courted, which can begin to influence who you are on a personality level, which we know to be the ego. So it can become inflamed, agitated. It's when you start to find yourself responding in a way the light part of you would not. So when you have your boundaries up and don't allow, people in, they're blazed in the violet flame before they even get to that point, then life can be a happier place. And there can be contentment, and you'll have a greater clarity in your channel and in the place where you have your thought. So, very good. It allows us a time to be able to sit in awe of the energy that we allow ourselves to touch. And that's a continual thing, and it will always be so, because there will always be more light, more profoundness, more to kind of bathe your energy in to heal. Yes. So, yeah. So perhaps it'll be a good idea that some of you write me messages either here in the comments of what you would like to hear me or Jesus talk about. So then we won't get so deep that it takes you a while to adjust to it. You have to understand that is what I do. I mentor people for this purpose, to help them grow. So not knowing who you are, it's hard to know to what level you'd like me to speak to. So maybe we'll do a little bit of energy work and working with boundaries. And I want you to pick one of your chakras that feels, I think I want to use the word congested or overwhelmed. Perhaps even burdened. And first we'll call in Archangel Michael, have him cut away all the cording that has been brought to you. Well, Barbara, that's the thing about boundaries. You don't tell other people that you have them. It's not like it's a big wall that they're going to say, oh, I can't get near you. It's going to teach them about respect. One of the main things about healing is respect, to know honor, and to know sacredness. So people who don't know those things won't be interrupting you and experiencing in your life. It will be bounced off. And again, if that's how you're choosing, there's nothing wrong with that. All the great masters will tell you. You are the one that's in control of your mastery of who you are. When you give that power away to others, then you've become the victim. So as you move into a mastery, you need to excel at respect, honor, and sacred. So yes, Barbie, you did understand that concept. So we're going to have Michael, clear away. And some of the people, whether I know you're here or watching, have a lot of cords. So while you're all doing that, let me take Christina's question here. As someone who struggles with energetic boundaries, I have found that it is quite a big lesson to master. Yes. And one day, Christina, I will talk about having an empathic energy and ways that you can proceed to change that, for that is truly not your healing gift. You can be sensitive, but you need not be empathic. So perhaps next week we will, if you would like to hear, we can address that. Okay. But boundaries are necessary no matter who you are. Otherwise, you're going to come home and have carried the world home with you. And that's not the idea. The idea is to have free will in alignment with God's will, not free will in aligned with the world. Okay? So that feels like it's getting pretty good. Then we're going to take some light from your hand and seal that wall of the vile flame and the tube of light from allowing anyone in. Yes. Because even a thought, someone thinks of you, that thought comes to you within 2 minutes. I know if you haven't studied, you don't know that, but that's how powerful energy follows thought is. So Barbara, you're also empathic. Okay, so we'll talk about it on Monday. Let me make a note. You know, there's some people that believe it makes them powerful, and that's not it. This way I won't forget. Okay. So we've cleared the cords. So I want to go to that second chakra. So if someone does see your light and wants you to support them, help them, if you're open to do that, good morning, Marby. We want to go to that second chakra, unscrew, imagine there's a faucet there, and just let a million marbles of all their emotions out. Again, it's what you do when you think that's how and what's expected of you. And it is not to take people's things on. It's to show them how to release them. You see, just like I'm telling you, I'm not taking on any of your things. I'm showing you how to release it in a loving way. Glad you made it here this morning, Marby. Mm-hmm. So just let yourself feel the relief and just let it continue. It doesn't matter how long it takes, just let it go. Because you want to be moving yourself up into your feeling nature, which is in your heart. Remember, the first 4 chakras are your personality. And when you're in the light and evolving, you want to be more in your feeling, higher conscious part of you than in the lower 4 chakras. Okay, very good. Yeah. So let me just look at everybody here that's here for a minute. It's all so close to that empathic thing. But let's go to your 3rd chakra, which is all about empowerment. And I want you to unhook, because it's like a struggle there. You know, have you ever seen the rope and there's people here and there's people here? Well, these are your parts of you that are struggling. What's the decision? Which way do I go? Who do I believe? And I want you to just unhook that rope and let it go into the heavens. To let go of the struggle. Yeah. Just ask everybody to lay down their rope. Doesn't have to prove anything. None of you ever have to prove anything. You need only do the best you can in all situations. They're in the fifth dimensional energy. There's not a best or a less or a better or a not. It's doing the best you can. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now we're going to go to the back of that second chakra, where a lot of people have low back issues. And this is where you have your identity. And I want you to undo the costume that you put on every day to have people like you. You may not know you do that, but everybody does until they've gotten to where they love themselves enough. So just take that costume off, whether you think it's the know-it-all or whatever word you want to give it. Just unzip it and step out of it. I've had people need to just continue it for an hour. They so place themselves in a different position than who you truly are in your heart space deep inside. And what happens is then you have an opportunity to get to know yourself. And you begin to find out, well, wow, I didn't even know I could think that free thought or contemplate that I could do that, because you've so impacted yourself from your family, from your teachers, from your boss, from loved ones. Who's to say? But we need to unzip it, step out of it, until you can really feel that it's just you. No costume. How great is that? And you can take a minute and get to know who you are. Get to know how to respect yourself. How to not allow anyone to step beyond your boundary or to try to tell you something. My favorite statement is, oh yes, I've already seen that. Oh yes, I understand. You know, people still, being who I am, trying to tell me they know better. Very fascinating. But you know, many times when you are in the action of a healer, you become the issue that people need to heal. And if you didn't know that, you can really listen to me. And you need to find that if that's true, that you can begin to be aware, but not verbal. Because they don't want to hear it and they don't get it. But you can be awake and aware. You see? You become their problem. Although it's not you, it's everyone else in the world also all become their problem. And they don't see it that it's their problem. So somehow as you grow, you will discover how to make that a part of your healing practice and know when it happens. It's not everyone, but there'll be those that will. Good. So we'll do empathic on Monday. So let's see what else I can do here to help support you with the back of the heart chakra, which is betrayal. Now, who do you think you've been betrayed by the most? Just open to see what that says to you for a moment. Who would that be? Nobody? Well, it's yourself, of course. Or it'll be your client. And how do we betray ourselves? Number one, what we just talked about. How you empower other people, especially doctors and people who you feel have that intellectual wisdom and ignoring your spiritual wisdom instead. Not saying doctors are bad, but we need to not put anyone on that pedestal. That's what we were taught to do when we were young. And that took away a lot of capacity for you to grow into enlightenment. So let's start moving those knives of betrayal out of the back of the heart. Just what we're doing today is going to let you have some freedom and begin to go, wow, there must be something about what she's talking about. Sometimes there can be thousands of them. Don't judge it. Just release them. That's the wonderfulness of the simplicity. Love the fact that you are in a position to where you can now touch that knife, pull it out, and let it go. Doesn't matter what it was about, because as you do that, there's a greater love. Okay, let's see here. Well, good morning, Gina. M, thank you for coming. Yes, and I'm going to put some mother light with some salve on every wound, letting it be healed quickly. No festering on my watch. That's good. Yeah. Feeling calmer. Now, when the back of the heart chakra is more balanced, it lets there be a greater energy of true love come out of the front of the heart, you see? Yes. Very, very good. Mm-hmm. And I always like people to take and change their shoes. Not in the material world, but take a minute and look at what kind of spiritual shoes are you wearing. Are you wearing heavy boots? Or are you wearing high heels? How about put on a comfortable loafer? One that you would be willing to go on an adventure in. And at some point in time, there may be a golden slipper that you put on. But you need to be prepared for the journey. For those who wear the heavy boot, you mustn't be anticipating a difficult measure. But we never want to do that because it really isn't difficult. It's just loving ourselves enough to want to go to these places and bring the love to ourselves. That's all. We just want to let it be freer. So any questions, any more coming up for today? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to unwrap some nooses around everyone's neck. Yeah, somewhere throughout lifetimes, there it is. We don't have to know today. We're making a little slight correction for everybody, whoever wants to participate. Just unwrap the noose one after another. It was probably someone who was trying to have you not speak, have you not participate in that life. But that doesn't have to be how it is now. Those things you discover in the karmic world are not really happening here because the violet flame takes away the need for that to be so. So you also want to be doing the violet flame on yourself and having it transform all this karmic energy and setting you free. Yeah. Good. You know, the most selfish thing our parents ever did for us, can't speak for all of them, but they always would tell us, don't put yourself first. Don't say that about yourself. And it's completely opposite of our spiritual thinking that I am the love. So if you have that within you, I want you to think about letting that go. Because it's about being the love that you are. And that you are the love you're looking for. instead of thinking that action would make you selfish. It's going to actually set you free. Any other thoughts or questions? Jesus was beautiful yesterday when he brought forth the word forgiveness. Most of us, for most of our life, haven't thought of forgiving ourselves. And to realize that God does already. That's what he knows you're on your journey to do. So he just forgives where you go and what you do and what you confront and where you get stuck and how you evolve. But we tend to not know how to forgive ourselves. So you might want to take a minute every day, not only for gratitude, which is also a blessing. I found in my life that being grateful for where I'm at and how I am and what comes to me and how I move through the world, I'm grateful every day that Father's with me and helps bring those things to me. And then to forgive myself if I can't see all of it, if I can't always be aware of what's happening, and ask for more awareness. When I go to sleep at night, I call in the blessed I Am Presence and ask to be able to be at her heart with her and ask her to show me healing, offer me healing. But every night, it brings me a wonderful night of sleep. So you can certainly try that too. Let's see, it moved. Everyone, Mrs. Gina Ammons welcoming her back. Well, I hope if you go to listen back to this, you hear a few tidbits that are going to be perfect for you. And then when you get done with all these little pieces that you release and let go, then you can call in the beloved I Am Presence bright. Round me seal your tube of light from ascended master flame, called forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I am calling forth the violet fire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I am one with the violet flame. Now you say that prayer 3 times, each time a little faster, and that will set forth not only the violet fire, but the blessed white tube of light around you for protection. And I have been told by people who I believe that there have been times by the usage of that people who've been shot in a firing squad, the bullet never hit them. I know in my own situation, there's been many times I can actually feel it come up and around me. And I went to see someone for I guess she was a psychic, and she told me she couldn't get through my protection. And I assumed that I wasn't supposed to be there with that lady. So it works. Yes, well, you have it here on the thing. I tried to speak it slowly. I'll see if I can get Theophilus to put it up on my community page. But you say it for 3 times, each time a little quicker, and let it go and know it's so. And I like to tell people, you have to do your best to envision it as you speak it, because that gives it the feeling, the aliveness, and makes it real inside of you. So let's see here. I find the discussions on the chakra very useful. Maybe we could discuss each one in depth per session, only if others want this too. Thank you for all the beautiful healing. Yes, I did hear you, Barbara Ward. You know, that is what I teach, is healing. So I don't know if I want to do it to that level here on our conversation stage. but every now and then a little bit, a drip of it will come in. How's that? And you get to benefit from it. How wondrous is that? I'm just following that which comes through me, through Mother every day. So, I want you to have a great weekend. Monday will be all about the empathic and maybe how to set that part of you free. How about that? And I want you to have a great weekend and many blessings. See you soon.